I want to call upon the chairman who will take us to the next stage now. Tumebakia tu kidogo tumalize. Sawa? So in a few we are going to finish. So kindly put your hands together as we welcome Chairman KAGEA Kenya. Karibu sana Chairman KAGEA Kenya. We love you. Karibu sana sir.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, family members, and all protocols observed. Good afternoon. Before I do my statement, I want first of all to appreciate my dad. Hatungekuwa hapa kama sio yeye. Na kwa heshima zote, Wambugu has become a different into this country. Na kama sio yeye hakujipenda, hakufika mahali anaona kama hii mambo ni ya familia, we could not be here, all of us including me. Kwa hivyo tunasema Mungu akubariki sana. Mom, with your support ulimwamini. There's a story that Kate never said, that all this started with the 12 trees or 12 apple seedlings. That's why it started. Na kuconvince our mom angoe kahawa aweze kujoin mzee, unajua inaweza kuwa na saa hiyo ndio kahawa watu walikuwa wanasema ndio iko na pesa. But we really appreciate you mom so much. My fellow farmers, let us appreciate our mom and dad so much. Hatungekuwa hapa. All the other things that are happening, hiyo mambo mengine yote ina happen, haige happen kama mzee angekataa nayo. So tunakuheshimu sana tukiwa hapa sisi zote, on behalf of all the other farmers. Mzee tunakuheshimu. Na tunakuombea Mungu akulinde, akupee miaka mingi, ufikishe na huko 200. At least uweze kuona what can do na vile Mungu anaweza fanya na wewe. Maybe most of you hamujui the background. Sahi if it is today, tukisema a primary dropout, mtu aliachia shule class 7. Na ako hapa siku ya leo as we celebrate him. So we know that where we are headed. Na tuliongea na here chairman, there is a question that we may raise of rolling the months of maturity. Mzee hajazeeka bado ni kijana, he is working on it, anataka kuirudisha paka 6 months. And I hope mwaka huu atakuita we launch the Wambugu Apples at 6 months, because anafanya nilimwona kwa shamba. So I'm telling you from a point of knowledge, anashidaga akifanya grafting huko kwa miti zingine mpaka unamuuliza kama bado ni grafting. Thank you so much. I want to appreciate my bishop. He's around. Anaitwa Bishop Edward Muchoki. Bishop, simama tafadhali. He's my bishop. Hatugeenda mbali sana without prayers, na ametuombea, amesimama na sisi kabisa, na tunashukuru Mungu kwa ajili ya kutuamini na kufuga hiyo shughuli zote. Anakuja anasimama nasi siku ya leo. Najua watu wengi sana mnasikiaga Neema PCA Church in Boston. Ni wangapi wamesikia Neema? The founder ule alianza anaitwa Reverend Karemi. Na simama tu mchungaji. Ukiwa umesimama tu nataka kumalizia. Alitoka huko akarudi huku, but wakati alirudi Kenya, he came automatically, he became an apple farmer. He has already done 5 acres, so ziko karibu kutoa matunda. So he is a pastor, anahubiri akielekea mahali. So I really appreciate whatever he is doing. We have our international guest. Ningewauliza wakuja hapa, wako wengi sana, na wakikuja I need to appreciate my friend and a good friend anaitwa Mr. Kamal. Watu wangapi wanakunywa kwencha? No, nani anakunywa kwencha? Hata tuko na maji ya kwencha. He is a founder na he's a good friend of us. When we approached Mr. Kamal na tukamwambia we want to set up a factory here, he believed in us na akatuambia igieni mtakuwa mnalipa, na ametuvumilia paka mahali tunaweza kuanza. So I want to request all our international visitors, Ghana, Kizito, just come here in front. We want to acknowledge you. You came very far from us. Karibuni sana. Hanu wala watu wana hold Oh, yeah, kujeni hapa. We want to appreciate you. We have our guy on top, so yes. So all our international visitors, kindly come here. Kindly come here. Sinaona Kate akiitwa ambassador, si ile tu ya ambassador ya kujifanya. Yes, si ile ambassador ya kujifanya. So let all of them come here. Yeah. Yes, all of you. Simpagare, make a good line. Ghana, soka hapo. Ghana, soka hapo. Yes. Mutamusalimia. Sasa mnafanya. You're going to greet him after this. Kaidre, we are going. Yeah. So we have. Hey, so when we say that Kate is an ambassador, this is what we mean. We have a lot, and I'm looking for one lady. Sijui yako wapi, the Botswana High Commissioner. Simuone? Mwambie kuche. Mwambie tunamgoja. Who is bigger? More than all of you. Kuja tumam. Kindly join us here. Kindly join us. Yeah, come with that person you are saying you come with. Yes, come all of you. He's wearing our Wambugu cap. You can think that he's from here. Okay, welcome. So when we say that Kate is an ambassador, Kate has traveled on all these countries. I want in 1 minute, committee, if you could allow me, just 1 minute, everybody to say where he has come from, at least for the congregation to realize. When we say Wambugu Apples to the world, we can start from that corner. Just 1 minute each. You say your name and your country, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Alex. I'm from Ghana.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kisita Akuta. I am from Nigeria. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. I am from Grenada in the Caribbean, and my name is Ophelia Granger Samuel.
Good afternoon, everybody. KAGEA Chairman, my name. I'm from Botswana.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tony Mutebi, and I'm from Uganda.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Josephine Kisima. I'm from Tanzania.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bua Pieto. I'm from Botswana.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Kundai Chitima from Zimbabwe.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Casey Chande from Zimbabwe.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Takla Tinoengana from Zimbabwe, but I'm based in the UK. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Claudio from Italy.
Good afternoon. I'm Anita. I'm from Malawi. Currently based in the UK.
Good afternoon. I'm Faith, and I'm from Botswana.
Afternoon. My name is Pelang from Botswana.
Good afternoon. My name is Walter from Botswana.
Habari za mchana. Ninaitwa Sfalani Malima. Ninatoka Botswana.
Good afternoon. I'm Jane Mokoni from Botswana.
Bonjour. Dieu merci from DRC Congo.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Teto Pilani from Botswana High Commission here in Nairobi. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Untumezi from Botswana High Commission here in Nairobi also.
We want to say that when we say that Kate is an ambassador, most of these countries and much more. We have almost 36 countries. And on behalf of all our international guests, I want to give Anita to say something on behalf of them. So Anita, come here. You are saying something on our behalf of the international visitors. Karibu sana. Committee?
Yes.
Yes. Anita to speak on behalf of them.
Good morning. I would like to thank Kate for giving me this opportunity to speak on behalf of the international investors, as she calls them. My name is Anita Singini. I am from Malawi, but also UK. I wanted to talk a little bit about how I met Kate, if that's okay, and how I got into knowing Wambugu Apples. So before I traveled to the UK, I had a degree in agriculture, but I tried to run away from it, and I traveled to the UK, but my mother was still doing agriculture. So I still was running away from it, not knowing it's my destiny. So before my mother passed away 2 years ago, she called me back to do farming in Malawi. So currently I've got a business in the UK as well, so I needed to do something different to help Africa in general. So one day I was watching YouTube, and I was watching Wadimaya, and then I saw Kate and my husband, Philip, who is very supportive, and he's a lovely man from Ghana. When I watched Kate, I told him that I love her energy and I love her vision. So I'm gonna go to Kenya and buy the seedlings. So that same night, I bought a ticket and I texted Kate, and I thought she was joking. I'm sure she thought I was joking. I said, I'm coming to see you. So I came to meet Kate and her lovely family, and from onwards, I decided to buy 600 seedlings, which are doing very well in Malawi. And it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I am challenging Unique. I've already told him that I'll bring the machine to Malawi. I would like to take this opportunity as well. I brought you another investor, Kate. This is Takla. We are in the same business in the UK, and she's planning to grow apples in Ghana and Zimbabwe. So thank you very much for your support, and we love you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let us appreciate all our international visitors as they sit down. May God bless you so much. We can sit down. Before I continue, I need to acknowledge AgroStream. They are our friends, and they are helping you in our social media accounts. It's one of the companies that we have worked together with that are helping in agronomy services. For 1 minute, he just says something, Steve, then you sit down before I continue. Karibu sana. Just 1 minute. Hata usikuja na laptop. Wewe kuja useme tu kitu. Yeah.
Good afternoon. I am Stephen Wambua. I'm here on behalf of the AgriStream. AgriStream is a startup agrotech company that is currently giving the bridge between the farmers and the market and all the challenges that farmers are facing. We had Dr. saying they are having a challenge in the birds and the drips. That's where we are coming in to be able to assist you farmers in the organic farming and making sure that you are doing a sustainable farming in accordance to the guidelines that are going to be set so that we meet the market standards. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. I'm introducing the people that we missed somewhere, and I'm also making my own statement. I have a friend or two friends that believed in this story of Wambugu Apples. And I'm going to mention them in my comments, but I need to acknowledge them. Right now they are my friends so much. We are discussing a lot of things. Nick knows them. I want to appreciate DTB Bank. They are good and they are friends. When I met Kimathi, may you stand up? He is our branch manager in Nyeri. And I'm also looking for Danfas. Okay. Danfas Kuja, Esther Kuja. These three guys, they are amazing to us. Danfas, come here. You guys come here. I want to say something about this guy. Do you know you have met people as bankers? But these three guys, when we discussed about Wambugu Apples, it was an issue of Martin telling Esther that these are farmers. And then Esther brought up the whole idea with Danfas, and they learned with it. Maybe nobody mentioned about the figures that we talked, but these three amazing guys of DTB, we are in discussion with them that they are going to start financing farmers. Yes, we are in discussion and we are talking. They financed us a machine. They financed us, the main budget of the machine was coming to around 44 million. These guys, you see them. They have a tent outside there. They believed in our story and they learned with it. And I want to say, I'm proud to say that DTB is a partner for us. It is just the beginning. Even when I have approached them again that we are lacking some money, they have come up with a solution for me. So I really appreciate you so much. So if you need any support, especially in agri-farming, Kaidri, they have a tent outside here. You can meet with them. And I can promise you, especially these three, they can't fail you. Asante ni sana. I really love you so much, guys. Thank you so much. I want to make a few statements before we go to the lounge. First and foremost, we need to acknowledge the God Almighty for enabling us to achieve this great milestone. And as we start, I want to say that this is a journey that we have started. It has started from 12 plant seedlings from my dad, and right now we are headed to almost 3 million seedlings. Our friend Nika have said that there's a time that we discussed with Nika, and we said for us to achieve where we want to go, we need 10 million seedlings. Currently, we have only done 2.8. We have a deficit of 7.2 million that we need to plant. At least for one way, we can challenge Nick. I know that we can challenge him a little bit. So farmers, we have already got a market. Nick mentioned about Mwaura. When we met, three of us, including Kate, we discussed about the figures that we are looking at. And when we met Mwaura gave us a figure of 2 containers per week. That is around 40 tons. And whatever we could only produce, as Kate mentioned, we could only do 1 ton. And so our machine is lying idle. But with the help of Nika, he did something for us, and he brought a machine that can only do apples, but it can do other fruits. And I'm here to announce that if you are an avocado farmer, you are sorted with us. So if you are an avocado farmer, you are sorted with us. Because we realized when we approached Nick to bring an apple packing machine, he told us, you have no fruit. And we thought it's a joke. When we met in Israel, and they gave us the information about the machine, we realized that surely we doesn't have a machine, we doesn't have the fruit, so we requested the company Eshet if it can do other fruits. So this are the machine that we have here. It can do apples, it can do avocados, it can do peaches, it can do apricots, it can do all other round fruits. So if you are those farmers of committee of Bishiris, you also sorted out, and we have the market for them. I know the biggest question a lot of us ask, do we have a market of all these fruits? This one is just a beginning. And the reason that we brought DTB on board, because it is only our first step. In the course of this year, before we reach the month of September, I'm going back to DTB. We need to bring a value addition machine. And we are already in discussion with Nick and other friends. We are setting it up because of grade number 2 and grade number 3. When we grade number 1, we are going to be having grade number 2 and grade number 3. For grade number 2, we need a freeze drying machine that can do crepes. And we have already gotten somebody who is going to supply us, and we have discussed with my dad. We are setting it, and today I can make a major announcement. By the time we are doing the next meeting in September, we are going to be launching our second machine of value addition. And having this kind of partners, definitely I can tell you that we cannot fail. To our fellow farmers, there is a question that I always ask: where will I take my fruits? The demand in the country currently, Kenya is a net importer. We are importing everything. Even whatever Wambugu Apples has produced, we are only doing 0.05% of the figures. So we really need, per day, we are requiring almost like about 5 tons for at least people can eat apples. We are net importers of whatever we have, and I'm encouraging farmers. If you have started with 20, you have started with 50, you need to increase because the market is already guaranteed. We are not only going for grade 1, we are also going for grade 2 and grade number 3. And we want also to start the processing of the fruits. We want to make an apple juice. We want to make apple cider. We want to make the cider, as Nick has said. And the demand of these products, they are enormous. Kindly farmers, it is about quality. And the reason that we brought in AgroStream, and you are bringing much more on board, it is to make sure that you are not missing any mark in growing of your apples. In every group that Kate has, we have centered an agronomist from AgroStream who is helping the farmers at least to achieve it. But this year, KAGEA members, we are going a little bit higher, and we are introducing physical visit to the farms. It has been virtual. But right now we are going physical, that this agronomist can come and they visit your farm and advise you accordingly. I know I have my friend here who is seated together with us. She's going to make her speech. I'm approaching and I'm requesting the international community that it can join us together and we can come up with training of extension officers with your help, that we train our youth in job creation, that we can make sure that our youth are being trained as extension officers. It used to be there with the government, but this time we want to go it privately. We train extension officers who I know, according to Mzee, he can come and train them on how to grow apples and all the care that is required. Then we can send them to each and every county in this country that they can help our farmers, and we can make apple a gold into this country. Fellow farmers, we want to get quality because the market is demanding quality. So I know we are in this discussion, and in the course of this year, we are going to bring the extension officers specifically for apple farming. It is not just an agronomist, but an agronomist who can be supported. So my fellow farmers, there is something that is happening into this country. And if we don't join hands, we are going to perish. And I want to encourage you, with the few trees that you have, please, kindly, take good care of it. Today, it is only the first round of the apple farming. We have become a family. I know people who come in Laikipia na wanaambia mzee, hii sasa sisi tumekuwa watu wa huku. Maana wanajua, from Nyeri when he was in Teto, always ukigia kwake, he has to give you a cup of tea and a toast of bread. You have become our family. And because you have become our family, kindly take care of those trees. The vision of Mr. Wambugu, it is to make sure every family and every home has an apple tree. And I know with that, like now Moi is supposed to be earning some credit carbon money because of the trees that they have. We can even make money into other avenues. If you don't take care of your trees, where are we going to get the carbon credits? We are encouraging every farmer, wherever you are, apples are gold. I doesn't even have time to explain what you can do with an apple. If you go to the medical part of it, it makes penicillin. If you go to the bakery, you can have an apple pie. If you go even to make to the winery, you can make a wine out of the apple. The things that we can use with an apple, they are so big. So don't say that it is going to flood the market. It can't flood. Even within the next 25 years, it cannot flood this market. So whatever you have, it is nothing. I'm going to support my brother Nick. It is nothing. And it will never, even all you farmers, it has never entered into one supermarket. Hello? We are honoring in Greenspoon, and I don't know, I thought they are here. We are honoring in Greenspoon and honoring at Karimoni Greens. All you farmers, it has not even. When we sat with Nick and the other Maora, Naivas approached us. They needed 5 tons per week. We could not meet. My brother here pushed me that we can meet them. I told them he doesn't have any product. So imagine all of us seated here. We cannot support one branch of Naivas. And then you hear somebody say that it is going to flood the market. Nick has said he has brought a machine that can do 80 tons per hour. And the reason that we are doing avocados, it is because he does not have fruits. Hello? I need that one to seek in you. Hatuna matuda. So diposa Nick akatuambia hii machine itarara. Na instead ya ukuja ilale hapa tufanye kalaini ya avocado, at least wakati watu hawaleti matunda, we can do avocados. If you are an avocado farmer, we have a table out there. You need to register that you are a farmer, and we are going to buy and take all your fruits. And we promise to give better prices than anywhere else, and we give you better services than anywhere else. For them that are doing the peaches, we still have the market for it. But I kindly request you, and I want to say this to our partners who are here, seated here together with us, Joanne and the others and the DTB Bank. We really need your support into this. We need to make these farmers to smile because we have a challenge with water. A lot of farmers, they doesn't have the borehole. Esther, you can come up with something. We support them in drilling the boreholes. Martin, come up with something. We support these farmers. Because with water, the way that Doctor said, we are done. And you can have fruits. So I'm really requesting even our international partners, a very close friend to my sister here, and she's going to speak, that the things that we can discuss with the international community and the support that they can give us, even to our local youth. A lot of people speak that Kenya, we doesn't have jobs, but we have the jobs. We only need to create them. Hello? We have jobs, but we need to create them and to make a conducive environment for our farmers. And right now, and as we are seated here today, I don't think farming, it is for the old. Unajua mtu zamani alikuwa anagoja azeeke, uende retirement, upatiwe wheelbarrow na kijiko, alafu ndio uende. But right now, we want to change this narrative. We want the youth to wake up and to join this wagon of growing apples, because it is a sure bet that you can have market and you can make money out of it. And as we said, Kate, outside of this country, as me, myself, as a friend and a husband, we are going to support you. We are going to support you. Nimekubali kubaki na watoto, at least I had. Yeah, nimekubali, so that we support her for other nations. Because the way that Dad amesema, Wambugu Apples to the world. It was only for Nyeri hapo, lakini saa hii imekuwa to Africa. But right now, we are saying Wambugu Apples to the world. We want to say this day, siku moja, nilimwambia jana, tumuone siku moja akienda US, presenting an apple to them, because it is possible. And this year, for the fellow farmers who are here, we are not only doing Wambugu Apples, we are reducing the months of production. We are also introducing pears, and we are also introducing another peach he has. So we want to diversify, because if you have an apple peach juice, I know that you have not drank something like that. So I want to encourage you, all of you, as you join together with us in opening this facility. It is just the beginning. It is just the beginning. We have more machines that are coming until we meet what Nick have said. Whatever, 17 wakunywe pombe ya apples. Lakini tutawaambia waokoke, at least waache pombe. Tutawaambia waokoke wakunywe juice, because the demand is crazy. With those few remarks, because we want to go to launch the machine, I want us to be upstanding as I welcome my sister, my friend, who believed this story before we met. Sisi tusimame tukaribisha huyu madam. Hamumjui lakini mtamjua. Aliamini mambo ya Wambugu kabla. I was told that, no, we are speaking of an ambassador of Wambugu Apples. Nikawaambia hapana, I know Kate. Akaniambia hapana, no, there is another ambassador somewhere. I don't know if Joyce Nyamoya is around. Madam Joyce Nyamoya. Ako huku. Alikaa mbali. Wacha kwanza, mama, mkisimama hivyo, let's acknowledge this madam. Kuja mama. Tusimame tu dakika moja. I need to appreciate this madam. Wacha kuja, mama kuja tu hapa. When we met with Madam Joyce, as she greets, Madam Joyce was telling me about Betty. And she was saying that, I want to introduce you to Betty. But then somebody was telling me about Betty that I have somebody who is an ambassador of apples. Karibu, ma'am. Yes, just say hi. Yes.
Oh, God is good. For God has raised us for such a time as this. Kate, I'm very proud of you. I think, Matthew, I'm the only person in this room who is advocating, advancing multi-sector stakeholder coordination for apples, and I don't have an apple tree.
Today you're going home with faith.
So mine is that I met Kate and I met Matthew. But before I met Kate and Matthew, I met Betty. And Betty told me, if you want to succeed in agricultural sector transformation, you need to meet Kate and you need to meet Matthew. And we met. And so right now, ladies and gentlemen, in Nakuru County, a ward called Kabazi Ward and Bahati Ward, we have mobilized farmers. We are starting a cooperative modeled on the KTDA cooperative model to do block farming. We are working with our ward administration and county government for small-scale irrigation so that we can compete in the production of apples. Actually, this Thursday, 18th, we have our ward meeting on how we are going to start that. So, and for those of you who don't know me, as they said, my name is Joyce Nyamoya. I'm the mother of the rapid results approach in this country under President Kibaki. So we are putting apples and Wambugu apples on the 100 days rapid results approach. God bless you. I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Without much further ado, I want us to join together as we invite Madam Betty Kibara. She's the director of Rockefeller Foundation. Karibu, ma'am.
Okay, you can get seated. Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Joyce. When Joyce came to my office, she gave me a very long story of what they were going to do in Nakuru. And I listened to her and I said, you've been discussing this thing for too long. And because I had just learned about Wambugu apples, I told her, leave all these things you're talking about, start with one thing. And thanks so much, Joyce. So distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow farmers, good afternoon. Hey, can you stretch a bit? You look a bit tired. You're going to crunch apples here very soon. I want to acknowledge the presence of my husband. Sami Kaunga, please stand. He's my partner. I wanted to make sure he's here. All right. It is a privilege for me to stand before you here, and I want to congratulate the Wambugu team for their hard work and commitment that has culminated to this launch of the apple grading and processing line. Special accolades to Kate. You're indeed a great inspiration, and I actually follow you on social media. You are crunching expeditions on social media. I serve as the Director Food Initiative at the Rockefeller Foundation, and many of you may not know who the Rockefeller Foundation is, but we are a private philanthropic organization whose mission is to improve the well-being of humanity. Specifically, I lead work with a food initiative, programs that are actually supporting food transformation in Africa. Just to give you some examples, we are supporting school feeding programs to transition from the highly refined flour to the fortified whole grain flour, which is 5 times more nutritious. We're also doing a lot of work in promoting the high iron beans for school feeding programs. We are also trying to see, can the school children consume crops that we produce here, for example, sorghum and other legumes, instead of just consuming the white rice. I have also been a champion for insect-based feed work. Anyone who has heard about work in the black soldier fly with the sipe, the Rockefeller Foundation has been on the lead. And most recently, we are actually designing our regenerative agriculture portfolio. So Matthew, let's hope that we can create space for apple farming in this country. Now, beside my job, and today someone asked me when we're in the boardroom, what does the Rockefeller Foundation have to do with this? Beside my Rockefeller Foundation job, day job, I am also a very, very passionate farmer. I actually have 2 farms. My husband and I have 2 farms in Tharakanithi and Kajiado County, where we are growing apples, avocados, and plantain. Now, in 2020, during the COVID period, I decided to venture into farming, actually commercial farming. I was very excited, and we crunched the numbers very well, and we knew that we were going to make profit with onions. The crop was great. I'm an agricultural economist, and I know how to grow. The harvest was great. From 1 acre, I got 17 metric tons of onions. When we harvested the onion, the prices came down from about 150 to 25 Kenya shillings due to the competition from Tanzanian onion. There literally was no market. So what happened? My family had onions for breakfast, we had onions for lunch, and we had onions for dinner. And my chickens also enjoyed the onions. And I actually, Kate, you asked who has been a hawker. I have actually been a hawker on the street. 17 tons of onions. What do you do? I put those onions on my double cabin. Isuzu, I need to buy one of those. And we were actually literally hawking on the roadside. And I believe that this story is not my story alone. It's actually a story of many farmers who farm with the strategy of hope. Hope that the prices will be good, hope that the market is going to be there, and hope that one is going to make an income. And since then, I've become wiser, and I only grow what I have a market for. Now, just a bit about apple production in Kenya. It has been said it turns out to be one of the most profitable agricultural activities, and it has significant returns. I know Matthew and I are still trying to crunch the numbers. I'm still trying to convince him that his numbers are exaggerated because they have not factored in the cost of birds, and the netting is quite expensive. So Matthew, as we crunch the numbers, but I know from 1 acre at least a farmer can make 2 million. Tell me one crop right now in this country, including tea, which can give you 2 million in a year. So I see many opportunities for the apple. I see opportunity to transform livelihoods for the farmers. I see opportunities to create jobs for the youth. I see opportunities on climate change farming, climate resilient farming, and I see opportunities to regenerate our landscapes and store carbon and get benefit from the carbon market. I think, Matthew, you've talked about that. And also, I see opportunities to bring foreign exchange and support Kenyan agricultural development. The world production of apples is estimated about 93 million metric tons, and China is actually leading with 49%. How much is Kenya producing? Kenya is producing about 118 tons, which is 0.001% of the market. Like, the demand is there and the opportunities are there. And in 2022, Kenya imported, I think it imported apples which were worth about $11.8 million. This shows that there is a high demand for apples that many farmers are not meeting today. So why the apple? The apple is thought to have been domesticated many years ago, actually between 4,000 years and 10,000 years ago in Central Asia. And currently, there has been about 7,500 apples varieties. So I believe the Wambugu apple is 7501 varieties of apple. And it was said here very well that an apple a day keeps a doctor away. But I want to ask you a few questions. Do you really want to reduce intestinal disorders? Crunch an apple. Do you want to control your insulin levels? Crunch an apple. Do you want to lower the cholesterol levels? Crunch an apple. Do you want to clean and detoxify your body? Crunch an apple. And do you want to control obesity? Crunch an apple. In 2019, AGRA, is AGRA represented in here? Do we have someone from AGRA? Okay, we had invited AGRA to participate. AGRA, which is one of the largest non-governmental organizations that is working in 18 countries in Africa, they actually did a report which is called The Hidden Middle, a quiet revolution in the private sector driving agricultural transformation. And one of the things that was highlighted in that report is that 80% of the African food consumption is actually marketed and handled mostly by the private operators like Wambugu Apples. And the private sector then is very, very important. So I want to applaud Wambugu Apples for its vision and leadership and innovation to transform the economy of Kenya and the rest of Africa. FAO, Food Agriculture Organization, actually estimates 20 to 30% of the fruits and vegetables in developing countries are lost during post-harvest stages because of a number of factors, whether this is lack of technologies or poor handling practices. I am pleased to note that in future, Wambugu Apple plans to process fruits into high products and hence contribute to creating value and reducing post-harvest losses. We see a lot of post-harvest losses in mangoes and many other crops. And to Wambugu colleagues, as you launch the grading line today, our hope is that you will maintain the integrity of the commitment to training farmers and guiding them on the journey towards organic farming. Maintain transparency, honor your commitments to purchase the produce from the farmers, and farmers are actually taking a leap of faith to make these investments with you and together with you. And those farmers who are here have also built a lot of trust. I can tell you as a member of KAGEA, when you said you were going to charge for the launch, I kept on seeing many people registering, and you can imagine many other conferences we attend are actually paid for by donors, but this one, the farmers have paid it for themselves. So DT Bank, thank you so much, and you can see the farmers are actually willing to even make their own investment. And to the financiers and development partners in the room, if you want to fix and transform African agriculture, then we must diversify the crop mix into high-value crops. There is a recent study that has been done by McKinsey Global Institute that estimates that the agricultural production in Africa could actually rise by 140 billion annually by the year 2030 if Africa replaces only 20% of the low-value crops, such as cereals, but with the high-value chain crops like tree crops. So in a nutshell, what we are saying, even for the development partners, let's not just focus on the maize and the beans. They are good, but I think if we really want to transform farming community in Africa, we need to do more better value-added crops like the tree crops. As I wrap up, to the farmers in the house, there is an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone, but if you want to go far, you go together. I am very happy and pleased to know that we have the association, and let's work together in this journey and share the learnings. Demand for apples, as we've had today, is insatiable, and it's only going to grow as consumers switch to healthier lifestyles. Moi University, congratulations, and when it was asked who was in Moi University, I was not in Moi University, but I was in Moi Girls Eldoret, so by extension, I am associated with you. Your level of investment is truly inspirational and a testament that the universities can actually throw the box or think outside the box and invest in sustainable, transformative food systems. Our hope is that you will extend the learning support to the farmers in that region and serve as a good example of so many other institutions which are, running heavily on debts. And I do believe in future, Moi University is going to sustain itself and become a good example on what can be done. For the county governments, and I see also a lot of support that they have been giving to smallholder farmers, whether it's on input subsidies or whatever they are doing. And we do need to also think about tree crops, and in particular apples, which can be very, very transformative. But we do need friendly policies in place to enable farmers pursue farming in profitable ways. Finally, I'd like to quote a Bible verse as a Bible believer. I know you don't have your Bibles, but you have your phones. But it says that in Proverbs 29, verse 18 to 19, it says, where there is no vision, people perish. I will also add my own, that where there is vision, people flourish. Thank you, Mr. Wambugu, for being a vision carrier. This morning, as we were having a conversation with him, I asked him, these days it's very hard for you to convince children, especially your own children, to go into farming. How did you do this? And he said, Nikumbembeleza. Bembeleza means he just handled them very well. And then he also gave them, each one of them, 4 acres of land. Is that 4? Can we clap for him? And when they started making money, none of them want now to go to employment. I think you are challenging all of us as parents that if we can go the way of the apples, we will not be crying once the kids have graduated and you don't know what to do with them when they cannot get a job. You are a true inspiration, Mr. Wambugu. My final words is, let the farmers flourish and Kenya flourish. Asanteni sana.
Okay, thank you. You may have your seats. Thank you so much. The reason why I've asked her to remain here, I want us to take the photos. So kindly assist me in removing this from here. And we're going to do the group photo, and then we will do the official launch for the machine. Is it so, Chairman? Sure. Yes. Now, before then, I want Chairman and Kate Wambugu, Ambassador, I will start with you. Maybe you may come over. first photo. Oh. Thank you. The other photo will be the president and the deputy. Karibuni sana, Mr. and Mrs. Wambugu.
See the call.
Thank you. Thank you. The other photo will be with the siblings, watoto wao, the Wambugus. I don't know if they are here. Sister, brother to Kate. They are also Wambugu Apple ambassadors. Wale wako ndo tutapiga. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Sister, brothers, thank you. We may take that one. Asante sana. We have the other stakeholders ambao wako hapa, all the Eshed, tafadhali karibu sana. Karibu brother. Thank you so much, Nick. Hi. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Asante sana Eshed. We want to call upon, thank you. Mnaweza teremka mbakie nyinyi ambazenda. Mbaki tu pale pale. Mbaki hapo. Asante sana. I want to call the DTB Bank. DTB Bank. Thank you very much. Asante. Thank you. Thank you very much. The other photo will be for Moi University, Prof or Moi University. Moi University. Thank you so much, Prof. The next one will be from Israel Embassy, Joanna. Karibu sana. I don't know if the High Commissioner for Botswana is here. The High Commissioner for Botswana. Thank you. We can have someone to just represent. Oh, he's here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much. We want to call upon the bishop. With the Bishop Karibu Sana. After this, the Reverend will join. Thank you. No, just a minute. Thank you. Reverend, join. Reverend Karimi, Karibu Sana. Asante sana. Madam Joyce Nyamoya, come over. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. I think that's it for now. But now, nyinyi mtabaki tu pale as we now do the handing over. Nick is reminding me there might be someone who totally doesn't understand what is going on. You just came because you saw people getting in. This is your time. Come and take a photo. Is there anyone? You don't know. Hata ujui nini inaendelea. You are just seated. You are seeing people and flags and no. Is there anyone? Or we have one? Oh, cameraman? Cameraman? Thank you so much. Okay, these gents, I want to call upon Eshet because I need them to hand over officially the machine to the Wambugus. So I want you officially to come over so that we hand over the machine now to the Wambugu so that officially we say the machine is already handed over to, are you ready? We want to celebrate this. This is a big celebration. As we celebrate, the equipment is, this packing house was designed, manufactured, and installed by Eshet. Yeah. Wow, tafadhali tupige makofi. Wow. Now officially, the machine is yours. Is KAGEA's now. The members are here. Sasa ni sisi tulete mavitu, si ndio? Thank you very much. Asante sana. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you very much. Now, it's official that the machine is launched and it's here and it's already handed over to us, the farmers, so that tuitumie vile inavyofaa. A day, an apple a day, Wambugu apple, yes, to the world. Now, now after this, we're going to do the tour to the factory. But right before we do the tour to the factory, it's good that we announce that there is some merchandise that are out there. So if you need the Wambugu Apple t-shirt, like the one my friend over there is wearing, you can stand up, that one. If you need one, ziko pale nje. We have jumpers, hoodie, that you can get actually there. We have Boomba jackets also there. So just in case you need a t-shirt or you need apple juice, fresh apple juice, iko pale nje, you can still have a sip of apple juice. And apple juice. Then we also have other exhibitors who are out there. You can visit and get to know more about them. We have Sidai Group, we have Isuzu Kenya, we have all these exhibitors who are out there. Kindly make sure that you visit them because work on opportunities that are there. You make sure that at least you grab the opportunity when it's there. Then another thing I need to announce is that we'll get the vote of thanks from here. It doesn't mean that we have finished officially. We'll still continue. There is lunch. And also we need to network. So haya. Now let me invite Reverend Karimi, who will give us the vote of thanks, and also so that for the rest of us, tutaanza na the chief guest ambao wako hapa mbele, ambao wataingia kuona the machine, lakini kila mtu lazima uingie, uone machine, uone vile how the apples zinaoshwa, zinapakiwa, and make sure that each and every person will get an apple. So, hakuna mtu hapa hatatoka na apple. Thank you so much. Karibu sana, Reverend.
Good afternoon. Bwana asifiwe. How are you? Sorry, when I came in, Matthew took me upstairs. So I hear that the MC was calling me to start with a word of prayer, but I could not hear. I was upstairs. My journey with Wambugu Apples started in a very dramatic manner. About a year ago, when I came back and I was wondering what to do with a family farm that is in Laikipia that has been lying idle for about 40 years. I was lying in bed one morning and I was scrolling channel, and I came across a clip that Mzee, the president, was talking about apple farming. And I asked myself, where is this happening? For one, I suspected, having been born and raised in Nyeri, Wambugu is a Nyeri name. So I scrolled down, I saw that he was talking from Tetu. But the number that was given at the YouTube clip was that of a lady. And I called that lady that morning. It happened to be Kate. So, two surprises. When he talked about Tetu, I was born and raised in Tetu. And when I talked to Kate, we agreed that I would go to the farm the following morning. And I went and I was met with two other surprises. The one surprise is that the farm I was thinking about, the family land that has been lying idle, is right next to their land. And then the other surprise is the mother, Kate's mother. When I saw her, we were in the youth group in the PCA church way back, before Kate was born. So I got three surprises. And I thanked God because when I listened to them, when I visited the farm, I decided that same day that I'll go into apple farming. And that's how I got into KAGEA. And they have become very close friends because as they continue their farming, they also monitor my land when I'm working outside there. Mine was to pass a vote of thanks on behalf of KAGEA. The chairman asked me to pass a vote of thanks. We want to thank the many people that have been involved in one way or the other. Those of you that have come, we want to thank our partners, DTB, the Local Fera Foundation. We want to thank ESHEC for a good job. We want to thank Moi University for challenging us that it can be done. We want to thank all the people involved. We want to thank everyone for joining the team and becoming an apple farmer. We've been told here that it can be done. And we have to have faith in God. One of the things I learned as a preacher is that the Bible says that a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Not for his children, but for his children's children. And this is a clear example that Mr. Wambugu has done. We are now talking about the third generation from him who are involved in farming. So let us also take up the challenge and trust God to see us through. Even with the challenges that we come across in the farming, let us have faith in God that it can be done. And God is going to move us into other places as we try to invest and leave an inheritance for not just the next generation, but even for the generations to come. So thank you so much for coming today. When I see the excitement that I see on the Mtandao, with farmers getting excited in crunching and all that, when they go through the videos that Kate said to us, when I see that excitement, I get to realize that something is happening. Let us hold on to the faith and trust God to see us through. Even where there are challenges, we will overcome. And one time, just like they are celebrating, we will also celebrate. May the Lord be with you, and God bless you for coming and being with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reverend Karemi. Asante sana. Yes, and I also want to recognize someone very special who is in our midst, Professor Richard Mimbei, former VC, Moi University. Thank you so much. I understand you're here. Oh, there you are. Thank you so much, Richard Mimbei. Thank you very much. Hiya. Now, Ken Wakoraya, as I said, you remember, we said, Hana nini? Hana nini? So, Ken has sent himself, and he's actually doing books. Now, he's done, if you want to learn Kikuyu, the native language ya Wambugu Ambassador, Kate. It's called Mogi Mogi Koyo. So if you need that book, Ken Wakoraya is there. He has only 10 books that he wants to give to his special people. Thank you so much. So make sure that you talk to Ken Wakoraya and get to learn Kikuyu. And since Nick, you called me Simiti, I want to give this book to you so that at least you learn 1 or 2 names. Bwana kwacha kuita mimi Simiti, call me Kimiti. So this is for you. Kindly let's clap for him. This is for you, Nick. Make sure once you go back to Israel and when you're in Kenya, get to learn. Like now, you can open one page. Let me show you one thing. Here, window. Window, we call it in Kikuyu, gari. Window is gari. Now, how can you with all media? Thank you so much, Nick. Now, as I said, as for the chief guest, everything that will be happening, we want to go and cut the ribbon and open officially the factory. But the people who will go are the chief guest. But everything that is happening out there will be streamed here. So you don't have to go out for you to see. Everything will be streamed here. As Sheriff Bud will also be entertaining us. Also, we'll be getting some beverages like the apple juice. And we can also be networking as we continue. And thank you so much. You are so many people. You know, in Kikuyu we say, Adomagana matano na akolino eri. Oh my God. 500 people and 2 tabernacles. Wow! Yes.
Yeah.
If you went to an event and you missed the tabernacle, then that event was not eventful. So in Kenya we say we have the tabernacle. That guy, I asked him, thank you so much, my brother. Thank you. Ken Wakoraya, as I usher out the guests as you go to officially open the cut ribbon. Thank you so much. My name is Kimiti Gitao. Sheriff, the band. Take us.
Cheer! DJ Jemo! Gohana, idetoshake, gai wako, demoga dereye, konaremo, dhamaki munene, nanda mwetani ajiguaga. Gohana, idetoshake, gai wako, demoga dereye, konaremo, dhamaki munene, nanda mwetani ajiguaga. Abba, 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 Papa, Abba, 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 Papa, Abba, Papa, nenda mwetani ajiguaga. No ariganero de mwanoria eshareire no vekuga gananda jiguaga motumia no ariganero de mwanoria eshareire no vekuga dange diga nanda mwetani ajiguaga. Abba, 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 Papa, Abba, 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 Papa, Abba, Papa, nenda mwetani ajiguaga. Woo! Ikoro hinya wake waneo mundu wa thi
ingĩkatia nĩamũngwona twanyairĩkana ndamwĩta nĩanjiguaga korwo hinya wake waneo mũndũ wa thĩ ingĩkatia nĩamũngwona twanyairĩkana ndamwĩta nĩanjiguaga Abba, 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 Fafa, Abba, 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 Fafa, Abba, Fafa, ndamwĩta Uragana thire itoi ngari hatia thire wa wendo wa mutharafa uragana thire itehota kuriha thire wa tuge uyu munene wa Ngai thire nĩ mũrata werutĩire agĩkwa nĩgetha nduĩke mũgai wa muoyo igakĩrutĩra twaranage naniĩ gĩtuĩka nĩamĩkũrũ wenduma ya gĩkuũ ithenya rĩakwa rĩa gũkua hakĩoya akĩhe mweke nduĩke mwana wa Ngai woti wakwa wa kwagana akĩeheria akĩhe mweke wa gũtũũra muoyo nĩkũndĩrĩra andĩrĩire we akĩndĩrĩra onoke ikundirira andĩrĩire we akĩndĩrĩra ndũre muoyo ikundĩrĩra andĩrĩire we akĩndĩrĩra onoke yeah.
We will have Kate, Matthew, Father, to move to the other side because it will be inherent upon them to click the first button. Then after the first button has been clicked, we will have the fruit get sorted. Okay? It's a little bit too little, so it's going to take some time to move because this is a conveyor and it depends on how much push we have. Okay? So just because I said you can do 9 tons in an hour, don't expect to leave this place in 30 seconds. Okay? Yeah, because we have intentionally used everything to warrant the amount of crop we have here. So it's going to take some time, so bear with me. I'll have the 2 gentlemen pour the fruit. You can get the fruit. Wait, just put it there. Then you can have the other one. You have to put it in and tea and you can go inside the fruit.
KAGEA.
Salama.